Hi YouTube. I thought I should give you an update. I had big plans for October. I was going to make this big Carmilla review, do some stuff about, the Holocaust and how it's not a great metaphor. But I have to put that on the back burner for now because, fingers crossed, should be getting the first stage of my gender affirmation surgery in less than a week. Yeah, big news. In a few days, my mom and I are gonna drive across the state and go to this place where they have the clinic and gonna, fingers crossed, get the first stage of the colovaginoplasty undertaken. Okay, I just want to talk about it, to demystify it, to normalize how normal it is, because there are a lot of trans people, a lot of intersex people in the world, and should talk about it, demystify it. I was assigned male at birth, but had, anomalous genitalia that they stuck in the bin that was labeled male, but as we know now is technically intersex. So because I identify as female, that is my identity. And I can tell you that's what identifying as means. That makes me trans, but I'm also intersex because of I have either Klinefelter syndrome or De La Chapelle syndrome, which means that my chromosomes are intersex, both male and female, and this resulted in both male and female development during puberty and such. Gonna insert a clip from before I started hormone replacement therapy.
It's not what it looks like.
Yeah, that seems perfectly reasonable.
This is me taking part in a student film. As you can see, I basically look like a teenage girl. Not very attractive per se, but clearly a girl. If you saw me, you'd see me as a girl because, I am one, and that kind of came out in my behavior, and I looked at least androgynous because of the intersex disorder, and now I'm out as trans. I have got HRT, estrogen, to make me more feminine than just that androgynous appearance, and now I'm gonna get vaginoplasty to get it reflected in the genitalia department. Yeah. The procedure I'm doing is a 2-stage colovaginoplasty, which means that first stage that I'm going to be getting Friday, Saturday, something like that, is it's going to be a superficial, zero depth female genitalia that would at least alleviate gender dysphoria, if not being fully functional, and that's gonna have time to heal, and then in a few months, like 6 months, I would be getting the colovaginoplasty procedure, where they take a length of the colon and use that to make the vaginal passage. And this is common in Thailand more than the US, but is useful to me because of the way I've presented as a result of the intersex disorder. Demystify that. Intersex people are incredibly common. We're forced into the closet, but there are more intersex people than redheaded people, more intersex people than Jewish people, and more intersex people than the population of Mexico. we're in a minority, but there is a lot of people, so even a minority will have a lot of people overall. God, we're like totally absent, almost entirely absent from media depictions. Basically, there are two good media representations, or at least decent representations: Freaks and Geeks and Faking It. Faking It has a reputation as being garbage, but yeah, we are becoming more visible. We have a pride movement. We have a pride flag that is distinct from the gay pride flag, a purple ring on a field of gold. As a result of this, I'm probably not going to be making a lot of reviews for October. Everything I've planned for October probably has to be pushed to November. As I said, I'm working on a big Carmilla review, and I'm also working on a big speculative video essay about how I think the Whedonverse is directly inspired by Star Trek. Specifically, the Star Trek series that people tend not to watch, Deep Space Nine and Voyager. Like, a lot of people who are like the ardent fans, who are geeks and would recognize connections, don't watch those shows. And I think that Joss Whedon probably has directly copied a lot of storylines and characters from those shows and is now putting them out in his stories, like all his stories. Buffy, Angel, Firefly, Dollhouse, the MCU, and what was it called? Titan AE, I think is based loosely, at least, on an episode of Voyager. I have a long Twitter thread that's trying to show how I see the connections, but it really is more compelling when you can see the clips adjacent to each other.
We'll look through the chronicles for some reference to a warrior beast.
Paris, please find a way to load a hypospray.
Hope to have that out and the Carmilla review out as soon as I can, but I'm gonna have a long period of recovery. Who knows what I'll actually be able to do. Yeah, see ya.